Damage from an EF0 typically leaves some downed tree limbs, maybe some damage to shingles. But once you get those winds over 200 miles per hour, you're talking about homes that are completely blown away. It's moving at 75 miles per hour. Damaging winds going to be that main threat. But notice just off to the west of this cell, there was a tornado warning. Still seeing max wind speeds of 125 miles per hour. That's on top of the storm surge and all of the flooding. Mississippi River at Chester has been over 40 feet in what's considered major flood stage since May 4th. Nice to see a little bit of a stretch of some of that quiet time. Hopefully everybody's getting a chance to enjoy it. Temperatures are going to be at least making it into the low 70s. 72 degrees for that high. 10 degrees below your normal average high temperature. Area of low pressure starts to roll through. That's going to fire up first the chance for some showers. But on the backside of that system, temperatures are really going to be getting pretty chilly. We're hitting the trail again, but tonight we're going to check out endangered species like this guy. Tune in at 6:30 to find out more. Has stayed freezing rain today. We're actually seeing another little bit of that right now. It's actually falling and then freezing on my coat. Bridges have two ways to lose heat, from underneath and above, instead of just the ground where it's just losing that heat from above. You've got that colder air wrapped around the bridge, but it's not just the bridges you need to watch out for tonight. Dangerously cold temperatures. We've seen a couple of sledders out here today, but they really don't stay very long because it gets so cold. We're not talking about very good packing snow. I'm going to bend down here and pick up some of this. And it's very, very breezy, and this is very, very dry snow. So see, it does not pack together. And the second I open up my hand, it starts to blow away. I kind of want to show you what's underneath. So the snow plows go by, they lift up that snow, but then these roadways are still coated in that thin layer of maybe a little bit of ice and snow. So you're still going to see slick spots.
Jacie is back with us.
And Jacie, we're looking at a weekend that looks gorgeous, if not maybe a little cooler than normal, right?
Yeah, it's going to be really nice for the holiday. Definitely different than what we typically see. You think of Independence Day and you kind of think of the heat, the humidity, maybe the pool weather. But this weekend is going to be a little bit cooler, at least as we kick off the weekend. Very comfortable, much like we saw today. Lots of sunshine across the area. This is a current look as your camera in Mount Vernon. Not a whole lot of activity going on tonight, which is great news for anybody who's getting outdoors to enjoy some of the holiday festivities going on. You not only have the mostly clear conditions, but really comfortable temperatures as well. Right now, locally, temperatures sitting really close to 80 degrees. Some of us in the upper 70s, but a couple of us still hanging on to the low 80s. Temperature-wise, we're really not a whole lot different than we were yesterday afternoon, but it feels so much better outdoors, and that's thanks to these dew points. Dew points took a big dip yesterday. We're down back into the 50s for the dew points, and yesterday they were still up into the 70s, so that's why it feels so much more comfortable as they're getting out and about. Your threat tracker bar going to be staying nice and low, not only throughout this evening, but as we shift throughout the remainder of the weekend as well. Mostly sunny skies expected Saturday and into Sunday. So really great weather for the weekend. Wide look at the Doppler radar. Not a whole lot of activity going on locally. Of course, a little bit further to the south, that's that front that pushed through, and that's keeping the rain further off to the south and leaving us with the nice weather. The mostly clear sky is going to continue to stick around overnight tonight. And tomorrow, sunshine sticks around, winds still going to be out of the north-northeast, so temperatures still going to be really comfortable. Now, by Sunday, we start to see some small changes. It's still going to be quiet as far as the rainy weather goes. It's going to continue to be sunny, a mostly sunny day, but it's going to heat back up. So enjoy the cooler temperatures and that break from the heat while it lasts. Tonight, you may even want to take a jacket out with you if you're going out to watch some of those fireworks, because about firework time, we'll start to dip down into the low 70s and the upper 60s. Eventually, overnight tonight, we are going to be dipping down into the 50s. So waking up to temperatures in the 50s tomorrow, but with the mostly sunny skies. High temperatures going to continue to be very comfortable and below normal. Highs going to be topping out in the low 80s tomorrow, 82 degrees for that high. Storm Track 3 app, great to have on your smartphone, especially if you're going to be out and about this weekend and you just want to keep an eye on some of those temperatures. As I mentioned, though, temperatures going to start to heat up as we get later into the weekend, and those dew points going to start to increase as well. So that humidity eventually going to be coming back. By Sunday, dew points back up into the 60s. We are in the upper 60s by Tuesday, and then by midweek, dew points come back up into the 70s. So we all knew the cool down couldn't last too long. So soak it up. 82 degrees, mostly sunny tomorrow. By Sunday, dew points only in the 60s, but high temperatures going to be climbing back up into the upper 80s. 88 degrees for that high on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're back up into the low 90s. Even some of those low temperatures back up into the 60s and the 70s. So this little bit of stretch of cool weather not going to last too long. But hey, the timing really is pretty great for the holiday weekend.
It is.
Yeah, we lucked out.
Yeah, not bad.
The Marion tornado of May of 1982 roared through downtown Marion, taking the lives of 10 people. My family was considered to be some of the lucky ones. Some of the worst damage extended from Marion Ford to the Shawnee apartments where my mom had lived just weeks before the storm. People not only lost loved ones and property, but lives were forever changed.
They said that I had lost a large amount of blood, and if he hadn't have got me there, then I probably would have bled to death.
Brenda Hollop went to work on the day of the tornado just like any other. But what she didn't know is that her life would never be the same.
The doctor said that it looked like someone had just took a stick of dynamite and behind your knee just blew all that out.
Brenda and her friend Sherry rode out the tornado in the Taco Gringo restrooms behind the Bonanza, which is now Tequila's. During the storm, she lost consciousness and woke to find herself seriously injured.
It had thrown the Ford garage completely through that Taco Gringo. The front doors were the only thing standing.
Anthony Lloyd worked at Bonanza and immediately jumped to action after walking out to the destruction left behind.
She was going into shock, and I kept yelling at her, and Sherry kept talking to her, telling her, you know, you got to stay with us, stay awake. And she was really losing a lot of blood, and I was scared.
I can remember driving over the rubble. I can still remember that, and you know, feeling the bumps.
It wasn't until waking up after surgery that Brenda realized the extent of her injury.
The doctor came in and told me that they'd had to amputate.
Although the tornado left a lifelong scar, Brenda says she's just happy to be alive and owes it all to Anthony.
And I did dream about it off and on for a few years. You know, it affected me. It wasn't so much when I got to the hospital. It was it affected me a lot. I saw a lot of 18-year-old kid didn't really need to see it.
Nearly 40 years later, Anthony says he still thinks about the day of the storm every time he drives through town.
If it wasn't for him, I truly believe I would not be here. I think that God allowed him, you know, to be able to get me to the hospital in the length of time that I needed.
The Marion tornado occurred during the peak of tornado season, but we can see tornadoes during any month of the year.